Hey everybody, so it's Sparrow. Welcome back to my channel where we are doing that weird dupe thing again. Have I been duped? And I'm talking about the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara versus the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. These are two very similar looking mascaras and everyone was just losing their shit over, is this a Too Faced dupe? So if you don't know, the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara is $23, retails at Sephora, Ulta, blah blah blah. It's Too Faced. We already know this. It is in a heavy pink tube with embossing that says Better Than Sex. It's called Better Than Love in some Middle Eastern countries, which I thought was kind of funny. But basically, it comes with this hourglass shaped wand. Mine's is a little old, so it's a little dried up. But it comes with an hourglass shaped wand and it's supposed to give you volume from side to side of your lash. This is an old tube, but I don't use it anymore. This is my newer, I think it's new, I think it's like maybe almost a month old. This is my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. Again, it's in a pink tube, chrome looking tube. It is plastic, however, I can feel it. It's way lighter than the Too Faced Better Than Sex. You pull out the wand and you're gonna see a very similar but not the same looking wand. Let me get a tissue and wipe off some of the product so you can see. So I literally just stripped the wand of product so you can see the actual wand. It has that hourglassy shape like the Too Faced does, but it is not as defined or prominent. The two wands next to each other. The Too Faced is definitely more curvy, while the other one, the Voluminous Paradise, is more of a subtle curve. Now this can really change how it defines your eye as you apply the mascara, which is actually really important. So that is different. However, the bristles on each of them are a little different, like as I feel them with my fingers. So the one for the Too Faced is going to be longer. It's going to be longer and more flexible. That flexibility pisses off most consumers who don't like the Too Faced Better Than Sex, just because the flexibility means that it picks up a lot of product and then it just kind of glops it on your lash rather than brushing it through your lashes. Meanwhile, the Lash Paradise has shorter, stiffer bristles, so it kind of brushes the product through like mascara is supposed to, which that's why I give it a point in its own direction, just because I don't want that glopping happening. I don't have to I don't have to clean out the wand to get less product. Next is the stopper. The stopper of a mascara is actually really important. So when you look in the tube, there's usually some kind of little plastic thing that keeps you from pulling all the product down when you taking all the product down when you take out the mascara. Too Faced doesn't really have a stopper, so to speak. The stopper, it's kind of stopperless, to be honest, and it kind of just, and that's why as you use it, it's just going to get gloppier and gloppier and gloppier. And you have to rub the brush on the sides of the packaging to actually get some of the product off, like you always do. But you have to do it and then wipe off the actual mascara onto like a little wet nap or something. And this is all the mascara I wiped off of both wands. The Too Faced one is more black, but also glunkier, so to speak. And it had a lot more product than the Voluminous Lash from L'Oreal. The L'Oreal Voluminous Lash has a stopper, and it's actually a pretty tight one. So as it comes out, it's actually pulling some of the product off of the wand, which is important when you don't want it, again, you don't want that gloppy lash. So that also is a point in the L'Oreal direction, just because, again, you don't really want to glunk a bunch of product on your lashes. You want to put a little bit at a time to make it fuller as you go and at your leisure, rather than a blob of fucking mascara on your eye. You just have to keep blending it out with your mascara wand without clumping all of your lashes together. And I have a decent length, but they're extremely, extremely, extremely curly. And because they're so curly, it means that you can easily make clumped lashes because they're all curled in different directions. So we'll just do that instead of fan out. You want them to fan out. You want something with a stiffer brush. So price-wise, the drugstore. This is $23 and you're supposed to change your mascara out every 3 months. $23 every 3 months? like $10, like $8 to $10 every 3 months. You knew better. We always know better. Now, you could get the $12 miniature version, but I feel like with the mini tubes, which is like way smaller, I have a problem with getting angling the wand because I'm used to a long wand to do my mascara with. The really short one's kind of annoying to have to fudge around with, and I feel like that's just extra work to save a couple dollars. Or I could buy a full-size one and just change it out every 3 months. So, now we have that. The blackness of the mascaras. They're both black. This only comes in one color of black. This comes in blackest black, black, brown. If you have different color, like if you have really fair lashes and you don't want that harsh black lash, there is a brown here, no brown. Loreal Lash application. Yeah, nobody thinks about this, but how well it applies to upper lashes fine, but how does it do your lower lashes? I feel like with the Better Than Sex, I have an easier time applying to my lower lash area. But with the L'Oreal Voluminous, even though I make a mess, this one I can kind of scratch at it gently and it'll flake off. Also, speaking of flaking, so point here for the L'Oreal being able to be cleaned easier. Like I've gotten globs on my face and gone, wait for it to dry and then scratch and it flakes off. This, it'll stain and you have to cover it up with makeup or remove the makeup and reapply the makeup and a bunch of work that you don't want to do. Speaking of flaking, when this dries up about, I'm gonna say this dried up about like 2 months in. We're gonna say 2 months in. About 2 months in, this started drying up and it did the thing that I don't like the first time I tried this mascara. And I loved it up until it does this. And that is flaking. And it flakes into my eyes and it blinds me and that is a big no-go. No, absolutely not. For $23, I do not need to change you 2 months in to avoid blinding myself. This is not okay, and it's not okay, Too Faced. And no, I'm not trying the waterproof version because waterproof is the devil. I can't get it off. I can barely get regular mascara off. I'm not about to do that to myself. I'm sorry to everyone who loves waterproof mascara. It's not the business for me. So this also does have a waterproof version, and this has a waterproof version. They're the same price. They're just waterproof. I do like that Too Faced gets a point for packaging in the sense of, one, the packaging of the original product and the packaging of the waterproof product. Both are fucking gorgeous and really fun and really cool to look at. This is going to be the same thing in the waterproof packaging. Read the package before you purchase it because I bought the waterproof and had to exchange it for this one. Thank God I didn't open anything. Thank you, Target. So what's the clear winner between this? I mean, they're very similar. They give me the same effect. They do the same things. They have a similar style of brush. It is different on this one. The application is the same. It gives me the same effect. But this one doesn't dry out as fast. This one doesn't flake. This one coats my lashes pretty quickly. I just like this one better. And honestly, I'm happy that this one can replace this because as much as I love the two Better Than Sex, I can't afford to replace this every couple months, especially if it starts drying out before my 3 months are up. Absolutely not, Too Faced. This is not the business. So, Too Faced, I bid you adieu. You're still my favorite brand for a lot of other shit, but the Voluminous Lash Paradise is my mascara of choice. And yes, I'm calling it a dupe because I feel they're very similar, do very similar things, but this one's cheaper. But if you've tried them both, let me know what you think down in the comments section below because I am about to actually go watch other people do the review because I actually haven't watched anyone's comparison on the two. I'm doing my own personal one first. And I know I'm after the curve. I don't care because I'm lazy and I have to work a lot. So this is like my treat is getting to do this. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like me and all the stuff that I do, which are like reviews, anti-hauls, first impressions, and tutorials sometimes, you can go ahead and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SoIt'sSparrow. I am definitely more active on there than I am on YouTube just because it doesn't take as long to produce the content. You know, I can do my makeup and then post it on the internet and boom, boom, we're done. Here, I gotta edit, fucking do shit and work. Joking. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, okay?